Hi guys, I've just been having a lot of um, things bubble to the surface. I grew up in a family with an alcoholic, and then I started drinking when I was 14, and I could remember my first drink was Bacardi, and I remember, just I was suffering at the time because socially, I just felt like a social outcast, and I remember being in the back. It's like the backyard, and then there was like the garage, and then there was like this hangout place, and we were just drinking, and I remembered feeling isolated within myself, yet feeling a sense of social acceptance, but I didn't really feel socially accepted completely, because I knew that what I was doing wasn't very loving to myself. And growing up in a spiritual family, as well, um, knowing that we're not supposed to do that, but doing it anyway. And there was a sense of rebellion, because there was lack thereof of parental guidance, and so I believe that when and then and then also my parents got divorced when we were 5, and I believe that when something like this occurs, it impedes the growth of a child, um, whether it be um, whether it be educationally, psychologically, socially, emotionally, spiritually, sexually, and I believe that I'm here to break the cycle and to also to help those, and to know, to let others know that you don't have to become addicted to drinking alcohol, and in order to be socially accepted, you do not have to continually drink, and to be surrounded by unnecessary circumstances, and in order to be socially accepted, you don't have to poison yourself. And the reason why I say poison is because it is poison. Alcohol is poison. Alcohol is poison. Alcohol destroys the liver. It destroys your thinking. Same with drugs. Same with smoking marijuana. Drugs, smoking marijuana, it depletes your memory. It depletes the power of thinking, and it distorts your reality, and it distorts your judgment. And I used to smoke a lot of marijuana to deal with my pain, and to it's basically what alcohol, for me personally, what it was like a form of self-abuse. And it wasn't what I wanted in my life. I know that I am very vulnerable. And I think that some of the most vulnerable people are those of divorce. And I see that within a lot of people that I've met, and friends, and that a lot of them are divorced. And so I think that a lot of them, and I feel that a lot of them, basically they don't know where to turn to, and they don't know, whether they're coming or going, and then they get stuck in this, mentality of image, and portraying to the world that they are perpetual victims, and so before I made this video, I was just thinking, and I was just coming up with letting things just rise to the surface, because eventually everything rises to the surface, that your subconscious flows into your conscious mind. And I think that being gay, within the culture, you are, it's almost like there's an obligation, or it's just like, in order for you to do this, you have to do that. And so, it's very mediocre, and, it causes the individual to create this self-created suffering. And the reason why I'm not looking into the camera is because I think that I'm able to think, and think more clearly, and to go back and to still feel, to feel what I felt, to feel what has occurred. And in order for me to move forward in my life, I have to walk this. And so I have to walk through this. And so when I first started going to clubs, I would drink, and so-called pre-game, and I got into the momentum of it, and the sensationalism of it, and the dumbing down effect of my true, authentic self. And I realized that this kind of treatment towards yourself is not beneficial and will not serve you in the long run. So basically, I was telling myself that I don't want to continue my 20s obsessively drinking and smoking marijuana. And there was one time that there was one time that I sniffed morphine once, and I can still feel the taste in my mouth of, and I just was like, and it was at a party, and I got caught up, and and it was just because I wanted to be with a guy that was close to my age, but, I knew that it wasn't going to happen. But then again, with alcohol, so mixing alcohol and mixing drugs is not beneficial and is actually very detrimental and can cause injury or death. And so, when one is to drink, and then it's like you enter a different reality, and it's not a real reality. It's actually filled with illusions and disillusions, and it's filled with you think that you're being loving towards yourself, you think that you're being socially accepted, or you think that in order for you to be socially accepted, you have to do or to succumb to the social pressures and the norm of being in the gay culture, and to, in order for you to have this status, you have to drink your way through it and act a fool. And I mean, there were times when I was drinking, and especially in drag, because I think because being a sensitive person as I am, and being an empathic person, which I can feel others intensely, I feel that in order for me to drown out all of everyone else's pain, including my own, I had to drink, and drink some more, and drink, and drink, and drink, and drink, and drink. And then I would go on the dance floor, and I would dance for hours. And now that I'm sober, I can still dance, but I notice that, when you go out to the bar, club, I don't want to be there anymore. But not necessarily be there, but I enjoy dancing, and I really, truly, enjoy dancing and letting go without drinking. And you just notice, it's like, oh wow, I used to be like that, I used to look like that. It's like, I'm so glad that I don't do that anymore. Because when I would drink, I would get so down on myself, and especially in drag. And drag, like, I felt like drag to me, like, what I felt was that, drag, well, when I was 16, I would dress up in my mom's clothes, and, I would try to find, and I felt all natural, and, being a gay man, I always felt like, it just felt natural to me. It felt natural to me to wear women's clothes. It felt natural to me to put on makeup, to put on hair, to wear heels. Honestly, quite frankly, I feel like I could get business done in drag. And that's why I decided to work at a health food store, to learn about well-being, and to make myself more healthy. And I feel like I've grown significantly. This is going to be 2 years at the health food store. And there are times that, like, I remember it was so easy. It was so easy to connect with people. 'Cause basically, misery loves company, but usually alcoholics flock to one another,